Now, for the first part of our instructions manual, we included the materials of what we're going to need to assemble our PS4 console. So right here we have our HDMI cord and cable. This is our PS4 controller adapter. This is the power cord that was provided, our PS4 controller, and of course, our PS4 Slim 1 TB console. Caution: electrical components are of use during the construction and assembling of this console. I do advise that nobody under the age of 12 take part in this assembly unless supervised by an adult at home. For our first step in assembling our PS4 Slim console, what we're going to want to do is connect our HDMI ports. So your HDMI cord usually looks like this, both the same shape at the ends. Your HDMI port is usually right in the middle, right here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead, grab our console, and just easily plug that in. Now, your next step will be plugging it into your TV. Now on my TV, it is on the left side. For your HDMI ports on a TV, they're usually on the side or maybe even in the back. For step 3, we are going to be locating our power cord for our console. Now the power cord looks like this, as a plug, and at the end has these 2 circles. And for our port, it's usually right here in the back at the very end, just in case you can't see it. There's a closer look. So like we did in the previous step, we're just going to plug this in. And the other side is, of course, a plug, and this is where I do advise caution, for this is an electrical component, so please take caution whenever plugging it in. Okay, for the next step, we are going to be setting up the Ethernet connection cable. Now, unfortunately, I do not have an Ethernet connection because I don't have a router or an Ethernet plug located in my room, but I'm still going to show you how to do it. So your Ethernet cable is usually going to be right here, and they're both the same shape, just like the HDMI cable. They both have the same shape at the end, and it's going to be located on the back of the router. So you're going to plug one side of the Ethernet cable into here, and the other is most likely going to be on the back of your router. Okay, now we're going to talk about setting up our PS4. We got everything plugged in. Now we're going to get into how to turn it on. So what we're going to need is we're going to need our PS4 controller and our PS4 controller adapter. This charges the controller, obviously. So where this goes, the adapter is, there's a USB side, and then there's a side that you plug into the controller. So for the USB side, they're usually located at the front. There's one right here in the front, and there's one right in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and plug to either or, it doesn't matter. We're going to go with the one in the middle. And then we're going to grab the other side. We're going to plug it in to our PS4 controller. And then after that, we are going to press the PlayStation Network button. And you should hear a beep. Okay, we now have our PS4 assembled and powered on. For this first step, we're going to go ahead and check on our system software update that is under the settings icon. This is the settings icon. It is on the very right next to the power icon. Now in the settings icon, there's a bunch of tabs, but in this case, we're going to go down to system software update. Now, in my case, I've had a console for about 3 or 4 years, so my updates are up to date. But this is what you're going to do. You're going to want to press on this, and your version history is going to come up. Not in my case, of course, but your version history is going to come up, and where it says the OK button is, it's going to say update now. You're going to go ahead and press on that, and it's going to prepare an update for you, and then it's going to update. Once it's finished, it will restart. Don't freak out. It will turn off, but then it'll turn back on. Now the next step in setting up our PS4 console is connecting to the internet and setting up an internet connection. Doing so will require us to go into the settings icon under the network tab. Now once we go into there, it's going to give us 5 tabs. Always want to make sure that we are connected to the internet. For this case, we're going to press set up internet connection. Now for this, it's going to give you 2 options: use Wi-Fi or use a LAN cable. Use Wi-Fi requires a wireless connection, and a LAN cable requires an Ethernet cable where we would connect directly to the router. So in this case, I do not have an Ethernet cable, so we're going to go with use Wi-Fi. Now once we press on that, I think it's going to give us 2 more options: easy or custom. This is just indicating which kind of setup you want to use for the internet. In this case, preferably, I use easy. If you want to press on custom, this is what it would give you. You'd go to the network, and it'd give you all the networks around your area. So you'd pick yours, And then from here, I think it's going to give you a bunch of information that you'd have to fill out yourself. Doing so is extremely difficult and all this stuff. I really don't know how to do it. So the easy way is to, of course, press easy. So we're going to go back, press on easy. And like I did before in the custom box, we are going to look for our desired network, which is this one. And the thing it's going to take us to, it's going to fill out all of our information that we needed. And now we just wait for a little bit. Shouldn't take too much longer. Checking network environment. Not too much longer. And then boom, there you go. Internet settings are updated. Like I said, easy. It pretty much does it for you. You don't have to worry about doing it yourself. Now in here, if you're pretty confident that your Wi-Fi is strong enough, you can go ahead and press circle. But what I like to do anytime I'm testing connection, I'd like to test the internet connection. So we're going to go ahead and press that. And then from there, we're going to see if it checks out. And I'm pretty sure it will. Okay, we tested our internet connection and we are good to go. Once your PS4 has synced to your router, you can tell by looking at the profile icon, you can see that little blue dot indicating that you are indeed online and you have access to the internet or online gameplay. Now, for our next step, we are going to be setting up the date and time. Of course, date and time is going to be under the settings icon. It's going to be all the way at the bottom under date and time. You guessed it, that's right. Now, to set up manually, what you want to do is go to the date and time settings and you can press set manually. And here you can just mess with the time. You can put it on your own. Or if you want, you can set it automatically by using the internet. So how that works, the PlayStation console will gather all the information from the internet you connected to. And you can press set automatically. And then you press set now and it'll give you the time that is actually in your own region. For the last step in setting up our PS4 console, what we're going to do is make a PlayStation account. Now, to create a user, we're going to want to hold on to the PlayStation button on our controller. And we'll get this quick menu. Now, what you want to do is you're going to go to Power, Switch User, New User, and then from here, you can do whatever you want. You can play as a guest, but if you want to create an account, you press Create a User. And of course, you can give the user agreement. You can read it if you want, and then you'll press accept, and then you'll press next. And then it's going to give you a menu of if you want to sign in or if you want to create a new account, just like it's given right here at the bottom, new to PlayStation Network, create an account. That's what we're going to do. Now, of course, I do have an account already, but just for video purposes, we are going to create another one just to show you how it works. So, of course, it gives you all this stuff that you can do by joining PlayStation Network, and you'll press sign up now. And here you just put in a bunch of stuff and all the information given. That's about it. And from there, you'll create an email. You'll verify that email and password just to make sure that it doesn't get hacked or anything. And yeah, that's how you pretty much assemble and set up a PS4 Slim 1 TB console. Thanks.